you know those making an impact in your neighborhood? Maybe they're well known and established, or just getting started. Either way, let's chat. We'll be diving deep into their story, what fuels them, and how they help our community. Hi, I'm Krisha, host of Let's Chat. My goal is to connect those making an impact in the community with you, our listeners. Hello, everyone. It's the first Wednesday of the month, and that means we've got another great show for you tonight. Joining me is the wonderful Hawa Lassanah. Hawa, she is an extraordinary woman. Her creativity inspires innovation, and her mission is her passion, which is to make fresh food equitable for all. And tonight we're going to learn more about her brilliance and her journey. I am a huge Hawa fan. I've always been for like over 10 years. And I'm so excited for you to gain a deeper understanding of who this radical, wonderful woman is. Welcome, Hawa, to my show.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Krisha. Thank you so much for all of those kind words.
Oh, you're
so
awesome,
sweet.
Man. No, it's genuine, not just blowing smack up your butt.
I feel it. I feel it for sure.
Well, cheers, my dear, for making it through this.
Thank you so much.
First Wednesday of the month.
Ooh, here we go.
I know. Take a sip and enjoy this ride. No, I'm just kidding. It won't be that. So I just kind of want to go back to the start. And I don't even know this answer actually. Are you a Lancaster native? Were you from Lancaster? Are you a transplant?
No, I'm actually from Massachusetts. I came to Lancaster for college. I went to Franklin and Marshall for a little while. And then afterwards, I stayed in town, and I actually remember the exact place I was standing and almost the exact moment looking up at the library. I think it was summertime, so nobody was around. And I said, I think that I can make a life for myself here. You know, all my friends were going to New York and wherever else. And I said, I can really see growth for myself. This can be a place that I can stay and thrive. So
yeah, I'm glad you
did. So many years later.
And you are doing it. I know, right? We won't say that number, but I know
You're
it's
right.
a lot. That's a lot.
It is. These grays aren't here for nothing.
No, I know, but wear them proudly. So you and I connected. We connected through photography, and when you used to work at Co-Camera, and we just kind of knew each other back then. You just straight opened up the phone book, met everybody, and then just started networking. And so yeah, tell me a little bit about photography and kind of you had this really awesome Deca for the Discerning Eye. I don't call it an art gallery, which I was like, man, first art gallery in Lancaster City, rock on. It's not a painting.
Right. Well,
So
it was, yeah. First of all, Co-Camera was such a great experience. I mean, I worked for a man, Matt Wilkerson, who had owned the store for so many years, and his dad had owned the store previous, and he was actually losing his sight. And he used to come into the restaurant that I worked at and said, "You are great. I will teach you everything I know and come work for me." And I was like, actually, I already put an application, but yes, let's do this. So, no, it was really great. And I think that all my life, I have been so lucky to have like great mentors in my life. And so Matt Wilkerson was definitely like big time, just teaching me everything he knew about cameras, about computers. Like I would take apart computers for him, and that was really fun. But the community there was really great. I mean, the arts were just really getting started. And here in Lancaster, art walk on Fridays, or I should say First Fridays, were really starting to pop off. And my friends and I, of course, were photographers as well. And we really just were looking for an opportunity to start conversation, you know, to start to build connection between young artists. And that really wasn't happening. And actually, the Discerning Eye first started as a Facebook group called I Go Out to First Friday to look at the art, or what was it now? Sorry. It was like I go out for First Friday with the Discerning Eye and not for the wine. That's what
Yeah,
it was.
really.
That for not for the wine.
Or the socializing.
Right,
Like
right.
for the actual art.
Right, because we wanted to be able to, have conversations, spark interest, and really like get the scene moving and including more people than it had at the time. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
young artists were relegated to coffee shops, and that was about it. So to be able to build a space that was virtual at first, and then, we actually were lucky enough to acquire a building,
Yeah. Physical.
right, a physical building for Discerning Eye Center for the Arts.
Yeah.
But it was really about spotlighting young artists. Main Street was already happening. Gallery Row was already going on. But, we sort of branded ourselves as the underground, which can't, exist without the Main Street. But so they work symbiotically for sure.
I don't know, man. I think we need to bring back a little bit of some gritty art back into the city because
Absolutely, absolutely.
yeah, I think we need some underground stuff.
It's there.
I know.
It's there. But what we're missing are outlets for people like us who aren't making it at this time. We're doing our own things, but for those young artists who are creating, they need a space to create. And
Well, maybe we do round two.
yeah, right. That was so much the motivation, was to inspire and motivate. I said, if there's no place to show your work, why would you even make it? What's really the motivation? Because of course we like to make art for ourselves, and it makes us feel nice and all those things. But I really think even if it's just in passing, or the scent of turpentine in the air, like your art affects somebody else. So, to not have a space to be able to present it is too much of a shame. It's a disservice, really.
I agree. But Deca has stuck with you throughout the years. And it takes a lot of courage to say, unfortunately, you did have to close the physical space. But the way that it's pivoted and transformed through wellness, through yoga, like how is that carried throughout your life?
Mm-hmm. Well, let me just back up real quick and say, part of the closing of Deca was such a blessing. Actually, it really was a step forward. One of my mentors, again, just so lucky to have great mentors throughout my journey here in Lancaster. But my one mentor, Tim Rhoda, he was a professor at PCAD and also a working artist himself. He's up in New York now, or I think in Long Island.
Nice.
And he had actually given me the word on this beautiful gallery in Spain, in Mallorca, called this CCA, or the Central Cultural de Andratx. And they were offering internships. And he said, you should try that. And I said, oh my God, I'm a grown woman. There's no way I can do an internship. Like, what? No way. I have so many things going on. But he said, this will be such a great opportunity for you to meet artists from around the world, work in a world-renowned gallery. I was able to curate a couple of shows there myself,
That's amazing. I didn't know you did that. I had a baby at this time, so I kind of like lost.
It's all right. It is all right. But now that would be so cute.
Is a beautiful silver lining to
Yeah, absolutely. So, it was sad to close the space, but it was really just like the next step in the journey.
Oh God, that is once in a lifetime, truly.
Absolutely. It was paradise. It was paradise. And so just like quick note for anybody watching, if you have an opportunity, one, to travel, and two, to just like really just go after the wildest dream, do not miss out on the opportunity. I learned so much and made so many great friends and connections. And again, just increasing this network of people and resources and just like information. I learned so much from these people that it was really just a great experience.
Yeah.
But, and actually, while I was there interning, making an intern's wage, I was also teaching yoga, right? So I said, I don't know how I'm going to really survive here, to be honest. So I just made some flyers, English language flyers, and put them around the downtown area, and had yoga classes in the art gallery, which was it was like paradise out there. It was really beautiful. And downtown, it's an island, so where I was, we were very close to the beach, so we'd have beach yoga, pier
Breezes coming
yoga,
and
right?
flowing and
Right?
energy.
Right? So, oh my gosh, it was just such an amazing experience and such a challenge too, really, to put myself out there like that, to say, all right, I'm here and I've got to make this work. How am I going to do this? Like, what skills do I have that I can bring to the table to really like put this
Yeah.
into action? And that was it. And that was the beginning of really the intersection for me of, or at least I should say, noticing how all these aspects of my life could intersect. So we've got arts, we've got yoga, and a lot of that too is part of the Eastern philosophy as well. So yeah, finding that, all of these random points and finding the thread that pulls them all together is really the thing that I highly suggest as a practice for anyone wondering, like,
Yeah.
what do I do with my life, right? Like, I've got so many things. And I say, if you can find that center line, right, that middle way, that brings you joy, but also includes all the things that you love to do, find that thread.
Yeah. It's so hard sometimes to just let go and let it happen. I find, especially when you're in a crossroads, and I like structure and security and safety. And so, but then I'm also like, I've got the universe on the side, and like the little things, like you said, that happen that like kind of connect things. And it's just like letting go and trusting that process. Scary as shit, but
Oh my
it
gosh.
seems to be really amazing. So it all works
No,
out in the end.
it's
For
absolutely scary. It's scary as hell, you know? But really, in the lead up to this, I was like, yeah, we're going
yeah.
to talk about leadership and yoga and courage. And I was like, ooh, what do I know about courage? But really, when when I look at it, because I probably, like most people, am sort of a scaredy cat. And I'll say this, as my experience as a Black woman, and first generation, I don't have the experiences that a lot of others do. And also, I should say this too, I lost my mom at a young age. So I've sort of been in the world alone without, as I felt,
Right.
without a safety net. So taking risks was just like a no-go area.
Yeah.
And I can say, though, that I'm so happy to have ended up in Lancaster because there has been so much support, and, my friends, my family, people like you who are just like, yeah, I see what you're doing, and we want to help, that really has
Absolutely.
allowed me to, I guess in the space of connection, in the space of connecting with my community, it's allowed me to be able to take these risks, to say, you know what? I know that I have support. And so, like,
Yeah.
let's try it. Let's just try
Yeah.
it. Let's see what happens.
It's nice to find that comfort and that support, even when it's not like blatantly slapping you in the face. You know what I mean? You're like, I'm going to take this jump and it's going to be okay. Because either way, even failure is okay too. But it's interesting that you said that you were teaching courage, but then you're questioning your own courage, but you were actually living in your courage. So you are a brave woman, my dear.
Thank you. Thank you. It's, I have to say, and I say this to a lot of people that I talk to and mentor, there is a space that happened for me. I guess I'll speak from my experience where, I know all the philosophies, I know the memes, I know the self-care and all of this and that, but getting it from your head to your heart can be one of the hardest things to accomplish or to,
Yeah.
make happen. So, again, it's in the space of connection where I was able to, I guess, find courage to speak and know that I will be heard, right? And that was a big one.
Yeah. And all the love that we're giving now, you always give a lot of love. You have fantastic energy, but I know that you then put that into food and you found a love of farming, which are always like, which way is this going to go now?
Yeah,
Went to farming.
yeah.
Have you always? How did that come about?
Mm-hmm.
Where did your love of food and farming and knowledge come from?
Mm-hmm. Well, one just on the side, I'll say I've totally become a food snob after working for Robbie at the Bread Peddler. If y'all know the Bread Peddler, please go.
Oh, my daughter, my
Right?
10-year-old, it's her favorite place. Like, we break the bank when we go, but it's amazing.
Totally. But just like food, yes. But it really started before that. But I had to throw that shout out there.
Yeah.
Really, again, finding the threads that connect. Throughout my careers as, yoga instructor, I was the director of the Boys and Girls Club for a while, and we instituted the garden that is there now.
Yeah.
Or at least changed it into a food garden. It had been a flower garden, and we're like, let's make some food here. This is a perfect opportunity to show and prove the effects that fresh food can have on young people. And it was really just an amazing experience to watch a young boy, right? Or I should say a group of young boys daring each other to eat a fresh tomato. Like, you won't do it, right? And then they stuff it in their mouth and they say, wow, this is amazing. I said, yeah, this is not the same tomato that ends up on your McDonald's burger, right?
Yeah.
This is real. It's fresh. It literally just came off of the vine. And now you grew it. And now you get to eat it. You did the work, and now you get to, harvest.
Yeah.
Right. And that was just a really amazing experience. So throughout all of these things, I've recognized how much food and community can, or I guess I should say, food and connecting with your community through food can really affect big changes in a community.
Yeah.
So that is the thread really that brought me to this place. I'm always looking to, I don't know, I guess it's like my fatal flaw, but also my biggest strength is, my ability to, or I guess my need to help my community or, do whatever I can. And my mom taught me that for sure. Do everything and whatever you can.
Yes.
Because it always comes back to you. And that's, I'll say that all day long. We create
It's
karma.
amazing. Yeah. How it transcends through. It's just great. So we have Deca, just so we understand for everybody, we have Deca City Farming. There is a CSA option through that.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna correct you real quick.
No, go for it. Please do.
So we have the nonprofit organization, which where our papers are in the Fed right now. We're just waiting for our return. The nonprofit organization, which is Discerning Eye Community Agriculture, DECA. And then under that are three sister companies. Gotcha. Backyard Farming Cooperative, which we offer CSAs, which are, and if you don't know what CSAs are, that is a weekly fresh food or fresh vegetable delivery service.
Is that open for enrollment, and when does that season run? Do you have that information or no?
Yes. Well, I can't actually tell you when it's going to open. Okay. We haven't set that quite yet, but it should be
coming up soon.
Yes, March, April, the end of April, beginning of May. Start to look out for that, and that'll go until October. Yeah, right. We have about a 20-week season.
20, yeah. That's average growing season.
Yes.
That's a good CSA. Community supported agriculture, folks. Get on that. Support your local farms.
Right. So we have the Backyard Farming Cooperative, and that is the idea that I am bringing to the pitch, which we can talk about a little bit later. Time is going so fast. I can't even imagine.
I know. It's okay.
But we'll talk about that a little bit. So we have the Backyard Farming Cooperative, and then the second company is called Deca City Provisions, where we are making locally crafted value-added food products, much of which comes and will continue to come from our backyard farmers and the cooperative that will supply produce to Deca City Provisions food products. Nice. Right now, we're selling infused honeys, which are amazing. And and black garlic products. So I have black garlic paste and black garlic salt. Yeah, if you know
So
about
good.
black garlic,
If
it's
you don't know about black garlic and black garlic ghee, slice up some radishes real thin, saute those puppies all together with the black garlic and some sea salt, and it is amazing.
absolutely, the big I guess hot word for last year and the year before, I guess I should say 2019 was
Right.
umami, and
Oh,
that's black garlic. It just boosts all flavors. So
so,
I
so
highly,
good.
I put it on everything. A little bit of salt on everything.
It is so good.
So we have the Backyard Farming Cooperative, Deca City Provisions, and then our final company is Deca City Farms, and this is where we're instituting alternative and backyard farming. Bleh, sorry.
That's
So
okay.
yeah, what we're doing here is just basically building places to grow food. Whether it's in your backyard, we can help dig gardens. We can also help build gardens as well. We are instituting I guess I should say, a concept garden at County Park as
Right.
well as our CSA garden. And this will feature hydroponics, which will be part of our bigger project that you'll hear about in like 2 to 3 years. But yeah,
Get you planning.
right. So we're gonna show how you don't need green space, you don't need dirt, you don't need grass to grow what you need to survive.
It's
So
attainable and equitable, and everyone has this ability, right? And that's the goal.
right.
And
And
so the GoFundMe is for you have a farm now, or you're farming in New Holland, but you want to transfer it over to County Park, correct? If I'm okay,
exactly.
making
Yep.
sure I don't want to
Part of
miss anything.
nope, you have it right. Our mission really is urban farming and city gardening. So it really just makes sense for us to move the New Holland space to downtown Lancaster, and we're really excited. It's going to be a pretty labor intensive and time intensive project, and we're planning a volunteer day to for any volunteers that want to come out and help us build the fence and build our raised beds. More information will be coming out about
Yeah,
that shortly.
that is awesome. I know that one of your big missions too is to resolve blight of food deserts. Can you just kind of speak upon and maybe explain what a food desert is to those who, in all honesty, I didn't really think about it much until I was working at a co-op back in like 2015. So I just want to take a moment to explain that, how it is it is a urban and rural situation, but food desert as a whole, what does that mean?
Sure, absolutely. Well, very basically, a food desert is an area of space, whether it's, again, in a city or in a rural area that has no access to fresh food. Whether it's no grocery stores or convenience stores that only sell processed foods. Now, there is a technical definition and a technical area that would define a food desert. And we're really lucky here in Lancaster that technically we don't actually have food deserts. But that doesn't mean that there aren't people who are struggling to have fresh food accessible to them. If you're familiar with the area near McCaskey here in Lancaster, there used to be a Giant Foods there, a giant grocery store. When that went away, there's about 2 to 3 mile area now that does not have access to fresh food. And there's lots of kids in that area. The high school is right there. Lots of families who now, if they don't have transportation, in that area is, actually, after looking at a census tract of Lancaster, most of Lancaster City is in a low income tract. And that was pretty eye opening to me, living here and seeing it. We're all just making it work. And I love this city for our DIY mentality. We just make it work.
Yeah.
But when you look at the numbers, it takes a pause. It caused me to pause.
Yes.
So in seeing that, it's really necessary to make sure that these kids, these families have access to the nutrition that they need to be able to be healthy, to lower the disease rates of adults and children, school lunches. There's so much I could go on forever on that, but so it's really important to make sure that everybody is fed. When everybody's fed, there is no lack. When everybody has food to eat, that's when we're doing good.
And you have something really amazing coming up that you've been working really hard on, and it's called the Great Social Enterprise Pitch. And you are in the top 10. And then it kind of comes down to 5, but on the 16th of April, that is when people can view the pitches live. You want to explain a little bit about this process and what this could mean for Deca?
Sure, absolutely.
I'm so proud of you. I'm just going to cut you off and say I'm so proud of you.
No, it's so exciting, and it's been a lot of work, let me tell you. I mean, I think I gained like 80 more gray hairs in the past like 2 or 3 weeks. But so the Great Social Enterprise Pitch is hosted by Lancaster Assets. And Assets is a group here, is a nonprofit that works with entrepreneurs, works with businesses, and really brings everybody forward, progressing towards social change and equity. It's a really great organization. In order to, as a prerequisite for the pitch, we were able to take a business plan incubator class, which I did, and they really helped me solidify the idea and made sure we did our due diligence to present these ideas for the pitch. So what we'll do now is we're still having classes as the top 10. We have our first round of pitch next week, so everybody wish me luck, because that's when they'll pick the top 5.
Oh, so much good vibes, juju coming your way. all the good energy, all the goodness coming your way.
Yes. And it's such a big idea. Really, I'm struggling a little bit putting it into 5 minutes, but I'm confident that I'll be able to present my plan and clearly and succinctly. I mean, we're already doing it. It's already working. Last year was a success for Backyard Farming Cooperative, and this winter, when we released Deca City Provisions, it's been a success since. So it's just really great to be a part of all of this and gather a team of people that are really just passionate about food, about farming, about equity in food production. And it's really just been an amazing experience. And I can't wait to gather more team members. So if anybody else is really interested in project management, if you have an idea for a garden in the city, like, get at me, let's do this. Let's make this city like exactly what we want it to be. Let's create it how we want to see it. And how I want to see it is no hungry people, less physical illness, less mental illness, and all of those things can be affected by the inclusion of fresh food in your diet.
You are creating and going to leave quite a legacy in this town. I know it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're working really hard.
That means a lot.
Oh my God,
legacy's big.
Oh, yeah. You have left, even if you didn't do all this, you still left a mark on this town. There's so much that we didn't get to talk about, but of course that's how it always is. But real quick, I want to touch on, I guess, black farmers. That is not or persons of color. I know you. There are others in this town that you want to give a shout out to. Like, where did you find inspiration from? Share with us on that.
Well, huge shout out to Sahib and Sherlyn of Dig-It. Honestly, I have to say I'm not sure of their state this season. I know Sahib had been struggling with some health issues, and I send so many vibes out to their family, but they were really the inspiration. Sahib is a wealth, an absolute wealth of knowledge on growing, on farming, on rare plants and medicinal plants. Like, please, if anybody is interested, please seek them out. They've been a huge inspiration to me, and I definitely can't wait to reach out this season and see what they're up to and hopefully get some collaborations going.
Oh, you are amazing. And thank you so much for sharing. And thank you so much for dropping some knowledge and some education bombs on us today. And I wish you all the best. And I can't believe our time has flown by. So thank you, my dear. Giving you lots of love.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you all for having me.
Thanks.
Let's Chat is a proud member of the Candy Factory Collective. You can find the show streaming on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and LinkedIn. And you can subscribe to the audio version anywhere you get your podcasts.
Krisha Martzel is a photographer who believes in the power of women, the power of seeing yourself in a true, authentic, beautiful way through boudoir photography. She's the owner of Krisha Lynn Photography, a daily wearer of the color black, foodie, and podcast lover.
Let's Chat is produced by the Candy Factory Collective at the Candy Factory Co-working Campus in Lancaster, PA. Production support by Anna Tran, administrative support by Ann Kirby, Ariana Henderson, Robert Diggs, and Jason Mundock. Notes and links can be found on the show post at our website, candyfactorycollective.com. Candy Factory Collective.